Hello children, how are you all? Yes, today we are going to learn another lesson after our first term, that is a very interesting one, that is the Shibi and the dove. The Shibi and the dove. Who is Shibi? Have you heard the name Shibi Chakravarti? Have you heard it? Oh, very few of you. Most of you don't know. So, Shibi Chakravarti is the well known person in the history. He is known for rules and regulations. He is known for correct and dignity life. If he gives the name, if he gives the promise or if he give a word to anyone, he keeps on that word till he completes. So he promises people and he continued the work, even he faced many problems also. So the same kind of one here we can learn in this. So in our life, we are just children, kids. Not only you, most of us, most of the times we promise and later, no, I forgot, like that we say. But here this person never forgot anything and he faced some struggles, problems also. But later he led a pleasant and happy life. So now see about this lesson. So what do we have? The king Shibi and the dove. So all of you know dove. So what is this? Here is an emperor, king, but there it is a bird. So what is the relation? In olden days, if you see, yes, most of the kings they have messengers. Nowadays means phone calls, mails, like that we have. But in those days they don't have anything like this now. So they send the message through doves only. That's why more and more doves, pigeons they have in those days. But now here this is a different lesson, different story. So let's see the lesson, what happened. So first one, the king Shibi is known for his goodness. So very good behavior, good conduct he had. So he is known for good behavior, goodness. Do you think gods can test a man's goodness? Do you know that? Yes. Yes, so many gods, they tested the man's goodness. So even in our life also, we never believe that. We never mind about it. That means we never think about that. But if you see any problem, if we get it, we may afraid of the problems. But be careful children. If any problem happen means that problem while solving, you are becoming strong. You are becoming strong. So we are getting problems in life is nothing but to become strong only. You should not afraid of them. You should not worry and should not run away from the problems. Listen, did you understand? So whenever the problem happen, there we should try to face it. We cannot run away. We cannot afraid of that. We cannot run away from that. We should face them. Okay, then we get so much happiness if we solve any problem. Alright, at the same time we become strong. Next time that kind of problems happen, yes, it's very simple one, it's very easy, like that we feel it. Any time for any problem you feel the most difficult, but when you solve it, yes, it's very easy, right? So but here this is different kind of problem. So see this. So now time to read. So see the lesson that we have. The king Shibi Chakravarti was famous for his truthfulness, justice and keeping his word. Keeping his word. He keeps on his word. So King Shibi Chakravarti was famous for his truthfulness. Truthfulness always says correct and he does correct only. Justice. He gives the justice to everyone. Correct decision only and keeping on his word. So whatever he promises, he kept on his word. And the king of righteousness, Dharmaraj himself decided to test the strength of character of Shibi Chakravarti. So the king of righteousness means it's a correctness. So what he does the work anything correct and properly. So because of that, even Dharmaraj also wanted to test him. So our gods also wanted to test him. So decide to test the strength of character of Shibi Chakravarti. So they wanted to test him whether he can do that kind of work or not. So if we give a task, so if you can face any kind of problem, ready to face it, yes, really you are ready to, you are strong and you keep on your word. But if you are afraid of it, I cannot do the work, I can do later, like that means maybe you are not strong in that way. Like that here Dharmaraj also wanted to test him. So what happened? What is the test? Once when the king was in his court, he saw one dove coming towards him with great speed. Once when the king was in his king's court, you can see that is a king's court, you know that one. So king's palace, king's court, and king sits in the middle, big chair, and surround remaining places, both sides, right side, left side, these remaining members in the kingdom, they sit, right? So like that here the king sat in his king's court. He saw one dove is coming towards him. So towards him, with great speed. So with full of speed, one dove is coming to him. So an eagle was after him, and to escape from the clutches of the chasing eagle, the dove made frantic effort to hide somewhere. So frantic effort. So why is this? A dove is coming very fast, very speed, because an eagle is chasing him. An eagle is chasing him. So it tried to escape from the clutches of eagle. So eagle may catch it and it may eat it. That's why this dove is flying, running very fast, and it's coming towards our king also. And why is it? The dove made frantic effort to hide somewhere. So what is the dove doing while coming? So frantic effort, that is a fear, some kind of tension. So with that feeling, it is trying to hide it somewhere. So how to escape? Where can I hide myself? How can I save myself from the eagle? Like that it is coming very speed. And seeing the king, the frightened dove took shelter in his lap. So whenever it came, it saw, yes, the king is there. Yes, king's hands means nothing will happen to us. Like that it thought, and immediately it rushed and sat in the king's lap. So the dove said, "Oh king, save my life. I have come under your shelter." So in the king's shelter means, do we get any problem? So whatever the problem, the king will solve, right? Like that here, the dove came and it sat in the lap of king, and, "Oh king, please save me. I am in your shelter. Please save me." That it asked. The dove asked. So the king had vowed to protect anyone who took his shelter. Generally kings means what do they? Word. Word means promise. So generally any king, whoever comes to them for their shelter, definitely they promise, yes, I am here, I'll help you, I'll protect you. Like that they give the promise. So the same way here also he has given. Thus the weak and deprived could not be exploited by the rich and strong. Why? Because the weak and deprived means who cannot do the work, something or like that. So weak people would not be exploited, would not be harmed, or else spoiled, or else showing cruel work on them. So that should not be happen by the rich and strong, who are very strong and who are very rich people. Those people cannot disturb the weak people, cannot destroy, cannot spoil the weak people life, weak animals, whoever it is. However, this was a new experience for Shivi Chakravarti. So Shivi Chakravarti has kept this kind of opinion. He felt that no weak people should not suffer by the rich people or strong people. But this is the different kind of experience. Of course, here also dove is weaker than eagle. So in according to his rule, he that is also same. But here this is the different experience this Shiva Chakravarti faced. What is that? Was he in any way obliged to protect a bird who seeks his refuge? So whoever comes his protection, shelter, definitely he should protect it. So can he do that one? Thinking for a while, the king decided that even trees, animals and birds require protection and help as do human beings. So then first he thought it, what is this? This dove came, eagle, birds, these are the rules we have kept for the human beings. And of course animals also, but here is there anything or else this is correct only? That he thought for a second and later he decided, yes, that is this rule for all, even trees, animals, birds, anything. So then we should protect this bird from the cruel work of eagle, that he thought. And therefore the king said, have no fear, my son. See that the king decided that dove as his son. So how great he is. So he said, my dear son, don't worry, you don't afraid of it. That eagle would not be able to touch even your feather. So that eagle never touches your feather also. I am here, I'll protect you. That he promised that dove. And relax in peace, have no worries. So without any worries, you please relax in peace. So please be quiet, relax yourself, nothing to worry. That he promised. So saying the king readied himself to face that rapidly approaching eagle. So by saying that, suddenly he looked at the eagle very fast, which is coming to the king to catch this dove. So that he observed. The eagle landed in front of the king and said, O king, you have hidden my prey. Please release him so that I can appease my hunger. So this eagle also came to the king's court and it stood, that is in front of the king. It sat and asked, O king, that you have hidden my prey. P-R-E-Y. P-R-A-Y, prey means we are praying to God. P-R-E-Y means that's the bird's food, we call it prey. P-R-E-Y. So I am waiting for other. My prey is hidden in you, behind you. So leave me that. Then please release him so that I can appease my hunger. So I can fulfill my stomach. I can relax from my hunger. So I feel hungry. I want to eat it, but that food is in your shelter. So release it. That this eagle asked. So the righteous king saw the point in eagle's demand. Yes, generally everyone, if anyone asks shelter, from one point only we think, right? But here the king started to think from the point of eagle also. Yes, the eagles, they eat another birds, right? But here the bird took the shelter of king and he promised to save that dove also. So in that conditions, according to this eagle, that condition is also correct, that demand is also correct. So what can he do? That he thought. He faced a peculiar dilemma of protecting the dove and at the same time not to deprive the eagle for his righteous prey. So he faced a peculiar dilemma. Dilemma means confusion. Think about it. What is this? How can we solve this problem? That kind of position. So he is in that condition of protecting the dove because he promised the dove to protect it, right? Now he cannot leave the dove to eagle, right? So he should protect the dove. But what about the eagle? He cannot leave the eagle without food also. It should fulfill its stomach. So it's very hungry. That's why. So the same time not to deprive the eagle for his righteous prey. So that is a correct food only. So rightful prey. So it chased and it tried to have it. So that is its food. that is eagle's food. The dove is eagle's food. But now I am trying to protect. That means the eagle should be with empty stomach. But is it correct? No. So what can I do? He decided to resolve the issue by offering the eagle equal amount of meat from his kitchen. So at last he decided, yes, my dear eagle, you want to fill your stomach for the hungry, but I promised this dove to protect. So what can I do? I am giving one more offer. Wow, that you want meat only, right? That's why how much you want to eat, the quantity of meat I'll give you from my kitchen. So in my house we have that meat we will give, so that you eat it and you fill your stomach. That the king offered. But the eagle insisted on having his prey, the dove, as his food. But the eagle insisted, pressured, not accepted his opinion that the eagle has the prey, that is a dove only. So, and this dove as my food I decided. So, I want that dove only. I don't want any other meat, that the eagle said. After some discussion, the eagle agreed to set the dove free on 2 conditions. But again the king almost tried to convince the eagle. At last, after long discussion, the eagle accepted. The eagle accepted to give to leave that dove free on 2 conditions. What are those conditions? See that. The eagle said, "O king, I shall let the dove go if equal weight of flesh from your body is offered to me as food." See how the eagle asked the flesh of the king directly. Yes, O king, you promised you want to keep on your word. Yes, that's why I leave that dove. But instead of that, I want a fresh flesh from your body. So, from your body, that it asked. So that as my food you give me. Shibi Chakravarti was quite pleased with the adjustment. Oh, you want a flesh? Of course, the equal amount of means a dove means maybe 1 kg or half kg like this. So you can take the flesh from my body, no problem at all. Like that, the Shibi Chakravarti also accepted. He thought that a pound or 2 of flesh from his body would not kill him, and the life of the dove in his shelter would also be saved. So a pound or 2 pound means almost 370 grams, 370 grams or 400 grams hardly. That means almost 1 or 2 pounds means almost 400 to 800 grams of dove weight. So that much of flesh if you take from my body, nothing will happen. At the same time, I feel so happy that I am protecting another life, that is a dove, in my shelter. So that he thought it and he accepted. Thus he was happy that he was saved from a great sin of inability to protect the weak. So then he felt he can feel so happy, he can reveal from the guiltiness, that is inability to protect from the weak. So the weak people are not protected, like that they feel it. From that guiltiness here, by saving this bird, I feel very happy from these weak people. Like that he thought it. So like that he can be very happy that saved a great sin of inability to protect the weak. So sin, that is something which is not good, papam. So from that, which are the inability to protect the weak. So who cannot protect themselves, that kind of weak, from that I can protect them and I feel so happy. Like that he thought and he decided, he accepted. But that is only one condition. What about the second condition? The eagle then put his second condition, saying, "O king, if a single tear drops from your eye, I shall be constrained to accept your flesh as my food." So see this condition. I'll take equal quantity of equal weight of flesh from your body. Yes, Shiva Chakravarti accepted. But next condition, I should not see a single drop of tears from your eyes while taking the flesh. If I see, I'll reject your food. I never take the flesh from your body. That it's at the condition. So generally from the body tearing and cutting it and take the flesh means don't we cry, don't we get tears? How we get it? Little bit cut also we are getting too much of tears and pain, right? But now here taking almost half kg flesh also should not get a single drop of tears. How it is? How is it possible? And the king agreed and called for the knives and the balance. Yes, for that also the king agreed. Yes, okay, you never see at least a single drop of tears. I agree for that. Yes, come, bring the knives and balance also. Balance means to measure it, how much the weight of the dough, that much of flesh you should take it from my body. For that, to cut the flesh from his body, knives. Both he asked to bring it, they brought it. In one pan of the balance, the dough was kept, and on the other side a large chunk of flesh from the right thigh of Shiva Chakravarti. Yes, they brought the balance and balance two plates, two pans are there. So in one pan they kept the dough, and in another pan with the knife a big flesh, that's a big part from his thigh. So a flesh part much we have in the thighs. So that thigh part they have taken and kept it in the another pan to weigh it equally. And so the dough always, but strange as it might seem, the pan with the dough always weighed more, even as additional flesh was added. But here see this one, how much they may add from the Shiva Chakravarti body, the flesh, but the dough weight is more than this flesh of this Shiva Chakravarti. So they are adding continuously, they are adding the flesh, cutting the flesh from Shiva Chakravarti body, and they keep that in the adding to the pan, another pan. But how much they are adding also, still the weight of the dough only much. So something is hidden there. Right. So thus almost whole of the right half of the king's body was cut. Still the weight could not be equated. So see that almost right side total part of the body completely they cut and kept it on the in the pan. But still the dough weight only much. This is not equal. This is not equal to the dough's weight. So at this juncture, a drop of tear appeared in the left eye of the king. So that is the condition. Should not get a single drop of tears also. But from the left eye, a drop of tears came out from the left eye of the king. The eagle objected to this, saying, "O king, I cannot accept the food given in distress." Yes, getting the tears means we are in pain and sorrow. So in the distress if you give, I never accept this flesh. So the tear is in your eye shows that you are unhappy. Yes, you are getting tear from your left eye. That tear is showing you are unhappy. With unhappy if you give, I never take this flesh. I don't want that, it said. So give me my prey back and you shall regain your normal health. So yes, you are getting tears now. Give my prey, that is a dove, and you regain your health. I don't want your flesh. That the eagle started to say. But with a faint smile on his lips, Shiva Chakravarti said, "Behold, O eagle, the left eye is not crying out of grief. This is a tear of joy." How is it possible? Half of the body is completely cut off, but still left side eye we are getting tear, one drop of tear also, with the joy, not with the grief, not with the pain, not with the sorrow. That he is telling. "Oh eagle, that be quiet, listen. The left eye is not crying out is not crying out of sorrow. It is getting that tears with full of joy. So now my left half of the body will also be used to honor the word I have given to you. Yes, this is thinking, this left side part is thinking, yes, now I got the chance to fulfill my word. So to whatever the promise I have given, to keep on that, this part chance also I got it. With that joy, it is getting the tears. Only right part is used till now. So the right part only got the chance to prove itself. Now the left side flesh also got the chance to prove and keep on the word. That chance I got it. Like that the left I felt and with the full of joy getting the tear drops, that he said. Otherwise, if only right had satisfied you, the left half of the body would have been denied this great opportunity of sacrifice. Suppose only right side flesh only enough to equal the weight of the dove, the left side left it without taking the flesh. But now the left side part also got the chance to prove and to sacrifice for this great work, to save another life. So that's why, therefore, my dear friend, the left eye cries out of joy. So because of that, the left eye cries out of joy, getting the tears because of joy, not of sorrow. That he said. This ultimate sacrifice of Shibi Chakravarti was unparalleled in the history. So this ultimate sacrifice, yes, generally anyone sacrifice their life for the small dove or any others? Never at all. So this kind of sacrifice was unparalleled. Parallel means equal. Unparalleled means unequal. No one equal to him for this kind of sacrifice in the history. No one there like this. So such a great man he is. So the eagle and the dove disappeared, and in their places stood the king of righteousness. Who is that? The world king of righteousness is nothing but Dharmaraj. And the king of heavens, who is there? Indra, Lord Indra. So both of them stood in the places of the dove and the eagle. So that means here this king, Dharmaraj and Indra, both of them tested him by coming in the way of a dove and eagle. So now he proved himself how he is ready to sacrifice his life in order to save others' life also. So then these people appeared, and gods from the heavens showered flowers, perfumes and praise on the king. So all the gods from the heaven, they showered the flowers and perfumes, and they started to praise this king Shivi Chakravarti. And they granted many boons on this noble king. So they granted many boons, many ways they praised him. So you are really great. So like that they started to praise our King Shivi Chakravarti. The King Shivi Chakravarti had passed the ultimate test to uphold Dharma, a true duty of every king. So really king means what is that? Whether it is a small or big, everyone should be protected by the king. So whatever the Dharmaraj tried to test him in that, he was completely 100%, he was tested, and he succeeded in that. And whatever the real king has the duties, that he fulfilled as a king. So it is said that the king ruled for many years, and after his death went directly to heaven to enjoy the fruits of his righteous karma. So later they said, yes, when he was in the ruling, again he came to the his normal body and he ruled his country many years. And when he died, he went directly to the heaven and lay there he enjoyed. Even according to Hindu mythology, if you see, if we do good here, we will go directly to the heaven and we can enjoy there. But here if we do anything wrong or mistakes, if we try to disturb the other's life, so then we go to hell and there we face so many problems and punishments. You know this one? Yes, like that here the king Shiva Chakravarti always worked for truth. Then he went to the heaven directly after his death. So what is the moral in this? Be fair in your dealings with all. So be fair, be correct. Whatever the promise you give it, you keep on it and you never try to destroy the other's life. Okay, so that is the lesson we can learn from this lesson, that is King Shibi and the dove. So did you enjoy, all of you? Yes, so let's see the next one in this, how much we understood the question answers. Okay.